On January 6th of 2025, Monday Night Raw moved for the very first time off of cable television to a streaming platform, and that streaming platform is Netflix. And coming up is the 1 year anniversary of Raw being on Netflix, and it already looks like the 1 year anniversary show for Monday Night Raw might be pretty big, because we already got on Raw the confirmation of Braun Breaker taking on CM Punk at the 1 year anniversary of Monday Night Raw on Netflix for the World Heavyweight Championship. So, in today's video, I'm going to try my best to predict each big match that will happen on this show. And just a quick heads up, every single match I have on here is members of the Monday Night Raw roster, and they're all championship matches. Now, will there be matches that are not strictly only Monday Night Raw roster people? Maybe, but that's what I have here today, and there probably will be other matches that are not strictly championship matches, but I thought it was easier for me to predict championship matches. So, before we get into these videos, drop a big thumbs up down below, subscribe button if you're new to the channel, really helps the channel grow. Anyway, let's hop into today's video. So the first match I got here is the match that is already confirmed for this show, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk taking on Braun Breaker, who CM Punk is defending his World Heavyweight Championship against. Now, CM Punk won this championship at Saturday Night's main event against Jey Uso on November 1st. And Braun Breaker pinned CM Punk at Survivor Series War Games with a little help from that mystery guy. And on Raw, claimed that he's going to take everything away from Punk, including the championship and his career and everything like that. So, what does that mean? It probably means Braun Breaker might win the World Heavyweight Championship on the January 7th edition of Monday Night Raw. Will that happen? Maybe, maybe not. Who really knows? But they've already setting up this match with a big story and a big momentum for Braun Breaker going into this match. So, I'm going to predict that Braun Breaker is beating CM Punk at the 1 year anniversary show, taking the World Heavyweight Championship home and back to the division. And he probably will keep it until maybe Mania 42, and maybe he loses to maybe us returning Seth Rollins, if Seth Rollins can come back, or something like that. But that's what I am expecting. And I'm also expecting, if we don't get that mystery guy who was dressed in all black at Survivor Series in the coming days, I'm going to say that he's going to help Braun Breaker win the championship and, cost CM Punk the title at that 1 year anniversary show. Because it only really makes sense, and then we can finally get the reveal at the big 1 year anniversary show. And that kind of really only makes the most sense, if you ask me. So yeah, I'm going with Braun Breaker, and a pretty simple one to predict since it's already announced. So, yeah. Next match is I have the big women's tag team championship match that involves the tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, with the Judgment Day girls, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, with Bayley and Lyra, with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky on the other top. Now, if you didn't see the latest Monday Night Raw, all these four teams literally had a big all-out war. And now I'm thinking about, I forgot about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. That's fine. That's fine. My bad. Maybe they'll split up. Maybe they won't even be the match. But if you guys didn't see the latest Monday Night Raw edition, these 4 teams, technically 5 teams, all had a chaotic brawl that had the Judgment Day girls stand tall with the women's tag team championships above all these teams. So, I am predicting that all these 4 teams, maybe 5 teams, will face off at a big Raw 1-year anniversary show for the women's tag team championships in maybe a TLC match, or maybe like a Extreme match or something, or maybe just a big or regular tornado tag match, except you don't tag in, you all of them just fight each other, which I think would be a pretty chaotic and awesome match to see from all these teams. And I would be predicting that the Judgment Day girls would get the tag team championships back on their shoulders and bring them back to the Judgment Day, because it looks like, from what we saw on Monday Night Raw, that WWE wants to build back the Judgment Day to its former glory. Spoiler alert, it's never going to get back to its former glory, because the team Judgment Day doesn't have Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest anymore. And let's be honest, the best Judgment Day, the peak Judgment Day, was when in 2023, early 2024, when they had Rhea, Damian, Finn, Dom, JD. You could even take JD out and have the 4 of them, because that was also very, very peak. But it looks like that's what WWE wants to do. Rebuild Judgment Day to make it the former glory it once had back 2 years ago. So, I am predicting that the Judgment Day girls will be picking up the W and taking the women's tag team championships home back to the clubhouse. I'm expecting this match to be a banger of a match, a very chaotic match at that too. And maybe one of these people turn heel. And I feel like if I put Charlotte and Alexa here, Charlotte would be the one to turn heel, or maybe Alexa would be a surprise to turn heel. Who knows? But this match I am very much expecting, since it looks like they're already trying to set it up from that latest Monday Night Raw thing. Next match I got on here is an interesting match, but it's for the Intercontinental Championship. I got the GOAT of all of luchadors, the king of luchadors, the king of Mexico, Dominic Mysterio. I am predicting that Dominic will defend his Intercontinental Championship against a main roster Trick Williams. Now, it's very, very clear if you don't watch NXT that Trick Williams is basically done in NXT. He's a 2-time NXT champion. He's a 1-time NXT North American champion. And he even lost the qualifier for the Iron Survivor Challenge. And normally when you don't make that, you're basically being told that you are going to the main roster. And I think a match between Dominic and Trick Williams would be a pretty solid match and an interesting match to see. Mainly because I feel like this could be a good start to Trick Williams' career, and a good boom to have Trick Williams start. Him going straight after the Intercontinental Championship, and he might, depending on if Trick decides to, if WWE decides to do babyface Trick on main roster, because we already know babyface Trick can work, or if they do a heel Trick, because again we can also know that Trick, he as a heel, also works. And Dom, who cares, honestly? He's a beloved heel. Dom will be cheered no matter what, except if the crowd likes, like a John Cena, for example. But obviously, this is not a very good option when predicting these shows like this. But I am just going to predict that and hope the universe, hopefully the wrestling gods, see this and say, this guy's right. Dominic should defend the IC title against Trick Williams at the Raw 1-year anniversary show, right? I think it would be very perfect. I don't know why. I just think, I don't know. Honestly, I think it would be kind of interesting. But I am going with the King of Luchadors, the greatest intercontinental champion that's ever stepped foot in all of WWE. Dominic to retain his title and hold it to WrestleMania 42. And let me tell you something. If John Cena, if WWE didn't want to give John Cena that Intercontinental Championship so he could become a Grand Slam champion, I guarantee you Dom would have held the title until WrestleMania 42. A year-long IC title reign. Guarantee it. But I am going with Dominic to win this match. Next matchup is we got the Women's World Championship match where I have Stephanie Vaquer defending her Women's World Championship against the former Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. Now, this match would be phenomenal. And the reason why I have Liv Morgan in this spot is because clearly WWE is putting her back in the world title scene. If you didn't see the last Monday Night Raw episode, you saw Liv Morgan confront Stephanie Vaquer on that latest episode of Monday Night Raw. And also, I think it would be pretty funny because the last time Liv Morgan was the Women's World Championship, she lost the title on the Raw debut on Netflix. So, that'd be funny if she was challenging for it, right? On the 1-year anniversary show. I don't know. But also, I think WWE is clearly putting Liv Morgan into another big position because she cut that promo on Raw basically saying the Judgment Day is taking over Monday Night Raw once again. And she's not even going after the women's tag team title. She gave the belt to Roxanne, saying it's your turn to take this division over with Raquel. Raised Raquel and Roxanne's hand, and basically saying that this is the new women's tag team for the Judgment Day, while I'm going off to do the World Championship scene, which, first off, Liv Morgan is a huge draw. And Liv Morgan is a proven and ready Women's World Champion. Like, let's be honest. WWE would give a World Championship to Liv Morgan if for, knock on wood, if Stephanie got injured and they needed someone to fill her position until she gets back, put Liv Morgan in that position. She could do a great job at holding that championship and proving to the world maybe like a dominant heel and taking the Women's World Championship back to the Judgment Day. And for my prediction, who would win this match, I would have Liv Morgan because it looks like that WWE is setting, again, I've said this before, that WWE is setting up the Judgment Day to make it to its former glory once again. So I'm going to have to go with Liv Morgan winning the Women's World Championship from Stephanie. I know people want Stephanie to hold it till Mania. Even I want Stephanie to hold it till Mania because she just puts on banger matches every single time. But I think it would just help Liv getting the Women's Championship back, what I feel like would help the Judgment Day story of reclaiming its former glory, becoming the top faction in all of WWE and running Monday Night Raw. And I can already tell that they're going to put the title on her sooner rather than later. Due to how many times Liv Morgan showed up on this episode of Monday Night Raw, the last episode of Monday Night Raw, she showed up on 3 different times. The promo, confronting Stephanie Vaquer, and in the main event. So you know that means WWE is prime and locked and loaded to put the title on Liv Morgan, and I would say at any second. I'm being for real. So yes, I'm going with Liv Morgan. Anyway, next I'm going with the Women's Intercontinental Championship, where Maxine Dupree defends her title against Ivy Nile. Clearly, Ivy Nile is getting a Intercontinental Championship match soon. I don't know when, but she asked Adam Pearce for a match, and Adam Pearce said, done, do, da, boo, boo. It's all done. Let me get the details out, and I'll tell you when it's happening. And I think WWE has the perfect opportunity to have this match at the 1-year anniversary show, because it makes way too much sense. And I know everyone's happy for Maxine. I am happy for Maxine as well. But let's be honest. Do you think Maxine Dupree is going to hold this title to Mania, let alone maybe the Royal Rumble? Probably not. Due to her lack of experience in the ring, probably. And I think this will also be a perfect match to keep that thing that Maxine has never beaten Ivy Nile. Will Maxine successfully defend her championship and finally get a win over Ivy Nile? Will she? Oh, right? That type of storyline that WWE has done before. But my prediction, who would win the match? 110%. I'm going to have to go with Ivy Nile. Number one, Ivy Nile deserves it, bro. Ivy Nile is one of the most underrated female wrestlers in all of WWE. It's insane. Like, I feel like people just always overlook her, and I feel like people just don't see how good she actually is in the ring, bro. Like, I'm being dead serious. And putting the Women's Intercontinental Championship on her, a championship that has been built for months and months on months by likes of Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch just held this championship and took it to heights that the Women's United States Championship wish it could have, right? Currently, the Women's United States Championship right now is currently dead. Like, there's no one going after it right now. I forget. I don't even know who the champion is. Oh, wait, it's Chelsea Green. Never mind. I just remembered who the champion was. It took me a second, though, to remember who the champion was. That's concerning. Very concerning. But putting a championship like this on Ivy Nile would maybe send her career into heights that she would never, ever think about. Also, she's way more experienced in the ring and better in the ring than Maxine. By Maxine's potential, she has not reached her full potential just yet. And I feel like Maxine's probably not even close. But I feel like Ivy Nile is too close to her potential. Like, maybe this championship can finally get her and unlock her potential, and we just see Ivy Nile put out banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger and banger. So let's be honest. Let's go. I'm going with Ivy Nile to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Next matches, we got a match that I do not want to see happen. But it's probably going to happen. The World Tag Team Champions are currently AJ Lee. Now, I think they're fighting champions, alright, right? They're going to face the Boar Raiders next Monday. So, I'm going to say that they're going to have a title defense at the 1-year anniversary show. And I'm going to predict that they face JD McDonough and Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. But, the big but, this match clearly is going to be a banger because we've seen what AJ Lee and JD and Finn can do in the ring. They put on banger after banger after banger after banger and classic after classic after classic. But I don't have any singular interest of the JD McDonough Finn Balor Tag Team Championship reign again. Have zero interest in it. Zero. This is why I'm going to have to go with AJ Lee retaining their World Tag Team Championships, because just based off of literally the last 2 times that JD and Finn have held the titles, they literally sit in the clubhouse collecting dust for months on end, and then when they finally lose them, they finally get defended. And by the way, JD and Finn actually start wrestling more regularly when they without them. And I just don't want to see these World Tag Team Championships go on the shelf again and collect the dust like the championship I'm looking at right in front of me, just collecting dust. It's just sitting there. I do not want that to happen with JD and with the World Tag Team Championships. They're already catching fire. They're catching too much fire right now. And if WWE continues on capitalizing on these World Tag Team Championship title defenses with AJ Lee at the forefront, bro, this team right here can put on a banger of a match with the Tag Team Championships on them. And also, we're entering AJ Styles' last and final year in WWE. Now, you probably say, well, if AJ goes on a retirement tour, he's still going to have the World Tag Team Champions with him. Yeah, 2026 starts in January. He has all the way maybe up until December, whenever. I don't know when AJ Styles is going to retire. Let's be honest. We don't know when. He just said in 2026 is his final year of wrestling. We don't know if it's January, February, March, April, June, July, August, whatever. We don't know when it is. But we do know that there's a big, big possibility he goes on a retirement tour, right? We got time to let this Tag Team Championship reign set in, okay? We have time. Just let it set in and let them lose them naturally. Like a Mania. Like, remember what they did at WrestleMania 40? WrestleMania 40 and WrestleMania 39 with the big tag team gauntlet stuff. And, like, the ladder match at WrestleMania 40. We need to do that again, bro. I swear. We need to do that for both tag team divisions. I think that would really, like, the Wyatt Six basically keeping that SmackDown Tag Team Championship division dead. But that would bring back the energy and life back into these titles, man. And AJ Lee's already doing that. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, what do you guys think in the comments below? Do you think I'm right on some of these predictions? If not, leave your opinions down below if you think there's more matches or less matches, or even matches that you think are better than this, down in the comments below. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye.